Hello students, today we will be starting with the remaining questions of exercise 3.1 of our chapter data handling. So we'll start from question number 5. In the last video we have done the previous questions. So we'll start from question number 5. Let's go through the question. So it's given that following table shows the points of each player scored in 4 games. So you can see a table given there. When you do the solution, you are not required to make the table in your copy again. Now see, there are 3 players A, B and C, and there are 4 games, game 1, game 2, game 3 and game 4. And the scores of different players in the different games are given. Now answer the following. There are 4 questions in it. So let's start with number 1. Number 1 is given. Find the mean to determine A's average number of points scored per game. Now if we see the player A, in game 1 he or she scored 14, then 16 in game 2, 10, and then another even in game 4 the score is 10. So we have to find the mean. Average means we have to find the mean, which we have done in our previous sums also. Let's do that. We'll write the statement. So let's see this. A's average number of points scored per game is equal to what? See, how do we find mean? We add up the number of observation, and the number of scores are 14, 16, 10 and 10, and the number of games that was played was 4. That is the total number of observations. Sum of the observation by the number of observations, which when we add we get it as 50 and divided by 4. So when you divide it, you will get it as 12.5. So this is the score of A. Okay, average score of player A. Now let's go to next question number 2. In question number 2, it's given to find the mean number of points per game for C. Would you divide the total by points by 3 or 4? So let's go to the score list of player C. Here in game 1, he or she has scored 8. Then in game 2, 11. Game 3 did not play, and game 4, 13. Now when we have to find the average for C, we obviously will add it and divide it by 2 or 3 or 4. We'll obviously divide it by 3, because game 3 the player did not score 0. It did not even play the game, so we'll divide it by 3. Okay, so let's write down the answer in statement form. Let's see here. To find the mean number of points per game for C, we would divide the total points by 3, because player C did not play one game, that is game 3. And his score can be calculated in the same way, mean score, and we'll get the mean score of player C as 10.67. So let us move on to question number 3 now. So let's see what's given in question number 3. B played in all 4 games. How would you find the mean? So how would we find the mean of B, player B? So again we'll add all the scores divided by, it played all the 4 games. So it will be divided by 4. So we'll write down mean score of player B is equal to 0 plus 8 plus, because in the first game the player scored 0. Obviously even if he played, divided by 4. So you get it as 18 by 4, which is equal to, if you divide, you'll get it as 4.5. Now we have, in these 3 questions, we have found out the mean score of all the players, right? Like player A in the first one, we got it as 12.5. Here player B is 4.5 and player C is 10.67. In the last question, number 4, it is asked who is the best performer. If you compare the mean score of all the players, so the best performer is, obviously, the best performer is player A. Okay, so that is the best performer who played for all the game. So here we do it. Question number 5 is done this way. Now question number 6. In the same way, to find the highest mark and the lowest mark from the list of the marks given, range, all of you know the highest score minus the lowest score, then you can find the mean by this. So question number 6 will be your homework. Okay, so we'll continue with question number 7 now. Let's do question number 7. Sorry for this. What is given in question number 7? Let's see. The enrollment in a school during 6 consecutive years was as follows. You can see 6 numbers are given. Those are the mean enrollment of the enrollment of students in the 6 consecutive years. Find the mean enrollment of the school for this period. So what we'll do, we'll add up all the number of enrollments divided by how many, 6 years. So 6 numbers are there, so we'll divide it by 6. So let's write down the statement in a proper way. I have written down the statement from the question itself. It looks good when you write it in full statement. It makes sense. So these are the enrollments. You can see the numbers are given in the question. Directly you don't write the mean. You can write, it's not wrong, but it's a proper way of presenting the solution also. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 there for the 6 years. So what do I need to find? I have to find the mean enrollment. So let's write down here. Therefore, mean enrollment of the school is equal to, what will you do? You will add all of them up. Okay, you will add them up first and divide it by, let's add all of these numbers, is equal to 1555 plus 1670 plus 1750 plus 2013 plus 2540. Please be very careful with the addition part. Divided by, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So divided by 6. When I divide it, I'll get it, add it, we'll get it as this. Divided by 6, 2058. So this is my, so I'll get the solution it as this 2058. Okay, so this is my solution. I have the mean enrollment of the year. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now after this, let's move on to the next question. As you can see in question number 8, it is given, there is a table given where the record of rainfall in mm is given on the 7 days of a week in a certain place. Okay, you have to find, 3 questions are given, find a range. So if you have to find a range, please arrange the data in ascending or descending order so that you have the highest and lowest number in a proper way. Then second one is given, find the mean rainfall of the week. So you know how to find the mean. And then it was third one, on how many days was the rainfall less than the mean rainfall. When you find the mean, then you can see how many days they have lesser than the mean rainfall and how many days they have more than the mean rainfall. So this question number 8 will be your homework. You will not make the table, but make sure you arrange the data in a proper sorted way so that it's easier for your calculations. Now we'll do the last sum of the exercise, that is question number 9. Let's see what is given. The heights of 10 girls were measured in centimeter and the results are as follows. So, and then you have 5 questions here. So the heights are not given in a proper arranged way, whether it's in an ascending or descending order, they are just given in a random way. Okay, so let's do something before we do calculation. Arranging the given data, or you can write the height of the girls, anything, the given data in, I'm doing ascending order. Okay, so you know ascending order, all of you. We get 128 first, then 132, then 135, I hope I am not wrong, 139, then 151, 143, 146, 149, 150. See, one thing you do whenever you, after arranging, you please count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's given the height of 10 girls. So that means you have not missed out any value. Okay, it's very good to count so that you don't miss. Sometimes some numbers might be repeated, or when there are more than 20-30 data, we tend to skip some data. That's basically a human error. So you hope you will count so that there is no mistake in it. Now let's go back to the questions. Number 1 is given, what is the height of the tallest girl? Why did I arrange this? So it's easy, the last number is always the greatest number, so it becomes easier for us to find out. So that the height, let's write in full statement, that is very important. I want you all to write in full statement. The height of the tallest girl is, it's given 151, and it was given in the question that the measures are given in centimeters, so please write down the unit. It's 151 centimeter. For number 2, it's given, what is the height of the shortest girl? So the height of the shortest girl is what? 128, the first number, that is the smallest one. Okay, done. Let's move on to the third question. What is the range of the data? So range of the data is equal to the highest, all of you know 151 minus 128, unit will be in centimeter. When you subtract, you will get 23 centimeter. Okay, then we have question number 4, where we find the mean of the, it's given as what is the mean height of the girls. So let's do that. Mean height of the girls is equal to, you'll add all of them and divide it by how much? Number of girls. Number of girls is 10. I'll do it here. It'll come in one line. 128 plus 132 plus 135 plus 139. Okay. Plus 141 plus 143 plus 146 plus 149. Hope it's coming in the page, same line. 150 plus 151. You can write in the next line also, it's not an issue. Divided by the total number of girls, that is equal to 10. So when I divide it, how much do I get? Let me check. Let's add it. So when I add them, I get how much? 1414 by 10. And the unit is centimeter here. So this much centimeter, which is equal to, when you divide it, 141.4 centimeter. So that is the mean of the thing. Okay. Then we have the last question. This is the mean height of the girls. Last question number 5. Let's do that. Fifth one, the last question, where it's given as how many girls have heights more than the mean height. More than means the mean height is 141.4 centimeter. So how much that is more? You have 143, 146, 149, 150 and 151. So how many? 5 girls have more than that. So we will write number of girls who have, write full statement, heights more than the mean height is equal to 5. So this is what we want. Okay, so this is what is the answer. So this is the last part of the exercise. This is the last sum. We'll go to median and more in our coming exercises. I hope the explanation was helpful for all of you. Okay, please go through the video as and when required. Please stay safe, take care everyone. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.